Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you on here, and I hope you guys can try these mandalas and have a fun time doing it. So before we get started on the mandala design, I'm going to explain our tools. So the tools I use are color-coded, so they have a color on the top of the tools. When you buy them off of Temu or Amazon, they usually just come clear. So first off, for the twirly tools, I do not use the green twirly for any of my tutorials, so you can set this one aside. As for the rods, the largest two rods, I, again, also do not use for any of my tutorials, but if you're doing like a bigger project on your own time, then of course you can use these. So now to help you understand what I have color-coded, you can lay them out biggest to smallest. The biggest one, which is the green one, next size down, we have it marked as the blue stick. And then next size down after the blue is the white stick. After the white stick, it's the yellow stick. And then we have the pink stick. And then last but not least, trying to pick them up, is the black stick. And then of course we have the twirlies. These are self-explanatory. They are color-coded already. You can color code them yourself. We use just nail polish on the tops of the tools. We can get started with the design now. For today's class, this is the color palette I will be using. Small warning, this palette does have a lot of mixing, so just keep that in mind. Paint color number 1, I started with the base of Deco Art Americana Sunny Day, and to it I added Deco Art Americana Snow Titanium White. For paint color 2, my base is Craftsmart Multi-Surface Peach, and to it I added Craftsmart Multi-Surface Pumpkin and Craftsmart Bright Pink. So I added those two to number 2. For paint color number 3, the base is Deco Art Americana Blush Pink, and to it I added this same Craftsmart Bright Pink. Paint color number 4, I used Deco Art Americana Wild Berry, and to it I added Deco Art Metallic Berry. Paint color number 5, the base is Craftsmart Multi-Surface French Wine, and to it I also added this metallic paint. And paint color number 6, I mixed Craftsmart Multi-Surface Metallic Radiant Gold, and I also mixed it with this metallic paint. Okay, so before we get started on the sun, we're going to practice some designs and techniques that we're going to use today. So for the first design, we're going to use the pink stick and the pink stylus tools. You're going to take the pink stick first, dip it into the paint, and place a dot. Then with the pink stylus smaller end, you're going to drag the paint down to make a teardrop. Okay, moving on to the next technique, we're going to use the same tools. Starting with the pink stick, you're going to dip into the paint and place a dot. Then with the pink stylus bigger end, you're going to place a dot right above it. Then you'll switch to the smaller end, dip into the paint, and then you're going to dot halfway around the big one without re-dipping your tool. Then you'll re-dip, start at the top, and do the other side. Moving on to the next technique, still using the same tools, starting with the pink stick. We'll dip into the paint. We're gonna place a dot. Then with the pink stylus bigger end, you'll dip in the paint and place a dot above. Switch to the smaller end, dip into the paint, and instead of placing dots halfway around, you're going to drag the paint on both sides, like that. Okay, and the last thing we're gonna practice, we're gonna use the white stylus. So you can go ahead and wipe your tools on the paper towel. We're gonna take the white stylus bigger end, and you'll dip into the paint, and you wanna make sure you get a lot of paint on your tool. So I like to swirl it around in my paint. So I'm getting a lot of paint on there. Then you're going to place your tool on the paper and slowly drag. And then to make it longer, you're just going to start from the beginning and retrace it. And you can keep retracing it until you get your desired length.
The bigger side?
Yes, the bigger side. So you want to practice getting these nice and long, because we're going to need to do these long swishes for when we do the rays of the sun. So you want to make sure you're practicing getting them nice and long. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get started on our sun. We're going to use the blue stick first, and we're going to use paint color 3. And we're going to put this first dot right on top of this chalk dot that you have.
Paint color what?
3. Next up, we'll take the pink stylus, smaller end, and we're going to use paint color 2. So to make sure our design is symmetrical, we're going to start off by placing 4 guiding dots. So you're going to place 1 dot and then another one right across from it. Then you'll find the center of those 2 dots, put it to the side like that, and then 1 more across from that one so that we get these 4 dots north, south, west, east. Once you get those 4 dots, using the same tool and same color, in each of these gaps, we're going to place 3 dots. So I like to place 1 in the middle, and then 2 on each side, or 1 on each side. So a total of 3 in each space.
Are you pretty much dabbing paint each
Yes,
time?
yes. You want to make sure you're re-dipping your tool each time.
Okay.
Next up, we're going to use the pink stylus bigger end, and we're going to use paint color 1. And we are going to place these dots above the gaps of the row we just made. So you don't want to put it straight above the dot, but above the gap, like that, all the way around. Next up, we're going to take the white stylus, the bigger end with paint color 6, and we're basically going to do the same thing, placing this row of dots above the gaps of the previous one. next step, we're going to take the pink stick with paint color 4. And we're going to place these dots above the gaps, but every other gap. So you should end up with a total of 8 of these dots. For the next step, we're going to use the pink stylus with paint color 5. We're going to do the walking the dots. So you're going to start off with the bigger end, dip it into the paint, and place a dot right above. Then you'll switch to the smaller end, dip once, place dots halfway around, then re-dip and do the other side. Next up, we're going to take the pink stylus with paint color 2, and we're going to do the same thing, bigger end for that first dot, then you'll switch to the smaller end, dot around half, then re-dip and do the other half. Okay, moving on to the next step, we're going to use the white stylus with paint color 1. We're going to start with the bigger end. You're going to place a dot, then you'll switch to the smaller end, dip in the paint, and place 2 dots like that, and then switch back to the bigger end, and 1 more like that, so we get this little diamond shape. Next up, we're going to use the pink stick with paint color 3. And we're going to place these dots right above the 4 diamond dots we did. Okay, next up, we're going to take the white stylus. We're going to start with the bigger end, and we're going to use paint color 6. With the bigger end, you'll place a dot above, then you'll switch to the smaller end, dip in the paint, and do a drag on each side.
Oh, it's been doing so good until now.
Yeah, the drag is not my friend.
Next up, we're going to use the white stylus, smaller end, with paint color 4. And we're going to start here up at the top of these designs that we just did. And we're going to go down and around.
You said smaller end?
Yes.
Okay. Smaller end to 4.
Okay, next up, we're going to use the white stylus, smaller end, with paint color 5. And we're going to do another drag around on both sides.
What did?
5 of the smaller
The
end,
big-
smaller.
The small, okay, dokie.
Okay, next up, we're going to use the black stick and the pink stylus.
Black stick.
Oh, tiny.
And we're going to use paint color 3. You're going to start with the black stick, and you're going to place a dot in between those gaps. And then with the pink stylus smaller end, you're going to drag that paint down like a teardrop.
Pink smaller end. Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, so now we're going to get started on the sun rays. So I'm going to give one instruction and then you do it for all of the rays. The first step is the blue stylus, bigger end. And we're going to use paint color 5. And you're going to do 2 big swooshes. You're going to start from the outer points. And you're just going to follow the edge of that sun ray. And you're going to meet about in the center. Like that.
Okay. That's pink color, what, 5?
5.
5.
Yes.
And it's the blue big one?
Yes. For the next step, we're going to use the blue stylus, bigger end again, and we're going to use paint color 4. And what we're going to do is we're going to start where these two swishes met. We're going to start there, and then you're just going to follow that same curve upwards, and then redip, and then go down. Okay, next step, we're going to use the blue stylus again. And we're going to use paint color 3, the bigger end of the blue stylus. And you're going to start slightly higher than where these two swishes meet. So you're going to start about here. And you're going to dip once, and then you're going to walk the dots following that same kind of curve down. Then you'll re-dip, and then go upwards.
Number 3, you said?
Yes.
Is the bigger end?
Yes. Next up, we're going to use the blue stylus again with paint color 6. And we're going to basically do the same thing. So starting in the middle, but you're going to do a little higher than where we last started on these dots. So you're going to place it again kind of in between the dots, not really right next to dots. And then you're just going to walk it up, redip, and then go down. Next up, we're going to take the blue stylus again with paint color 2. And we're going to start here and drag the paint up.
This is the bigger end?
Yes. Okay, next step, we're going to use the blue stylus again, bigger end with paint color 1. And we're gonna start next to this swoosh and just do another one right next to it. Next up, we're gonna take the blue stylus, bigger end with paint color 4. And you're gonna start at the very tip down here, following that edge all the way up. Okay, last step everybody. We're gonna use the pink stylus, bigger end, with paint color 1. And in this little gap right here, we're just going to place a couple dots just to kind of fill it in a little bit.